What's up, everybody? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Friday, a feel good Friday, February 14th, 2025. You know what that means. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody celebrating. And before we begin our Valentine's Day show, unofficial one, I guess. No Valentine's theme this year, maybe next year. But I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasts and platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding this show across all social media platforms. On Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X/Twitter at ProdConvoPod, TikTok at Productive Conversations, Facebook at Productive Conversations. And just check out our great content throughout and good stuff ahead across the world of sports, news, entertainment, and culture. Ryan and Jose are with me today. What's up, Ryan and Jose?
Not much. I'm a man on a mission today, but we'll get into it later. I will say, follow on Twitter. We follow back. The unpaid intern has confirmed it. So follow on Twitter. We follow back.
Yes, we like to. Well, we got a brand new intern this week,
That's right.
and welcome to the team. You know who you are. All right, so we have a lot of stuff to get into. We got to get into it right away. So let's do it on this Valentine's Day. But seriously, everybody celebrating, all your significant others out there. Happy Valentine's Day. And shouts to my Valentine. I'm sure
Oh,
Ryan and Jose's got one too. I hope it's a wonderful day.
yep. Late night dinner, but that's okay.
I hope we all
Hard to
get
get.
laid.
Thanks,
How
Jose.
heartwarming from Jose. People don't realize that's a high compliment from Jose. He usually doesn't care about that sort of thing. So,
Not really.
How sweet. How sweet. Well, as you can see right now, literally at this moment in the frame, we are about to talk about some big things going on. And NASA made some news this week that might be a little concerning. Right before I recorded, somebody here told me this is old news, but I guess
uh,
it was repurposed in the zeitgeist. But I have here from the Atlantic this week. There is an asteroid coming to Earth.
mm,
According to this, there is an asteroid that has a slight chance to hit planet Earth in the year 2032, December 22nd, 2032 to be exact. It is estimated to be about 100 to 330 feet long. It has the potential to destroy an entire city. And right now, there's about a 2% chance of this hitting Earth, but NASA and the European Space Agency have made it apparent that they are going to make sure that this asteroid does not hit us in 7 years from now, just around 7 years from now. But that's why this became in the zeitgeist this week that they made this announcement that they are creating this alliance to make sure this doesn't happen. Because again, it could destroy a city. They did not say which city it could be hitting on planet Earth, but I gotta tell you guys, we gotta take this seriously. There's an asteroid coming. But before Ryan said anything, Jose, you told me that Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this for years.
Yeah,
And
there's a keyhole. If you look it up, there's a keyhole. If the somehow the asteroid hits the keyhole, then we got trouble. But other than that, you're pretty much good to go. But the chances of that is like one in some fucking trillion or some bullshit. So I'm not really fucking worried about this asteroid. And if everybody's worried about it now, and it does
mm,
happen, guess what? Christmas in 2032 is canceled, so I guess I get to save my money.
so is all the other Christmases.
well, they said only one whole city, right? Like this is not extinction level. This is just one city.
If it could destroy
It's
a
city
whole fucking
like.
city, it's a city like asteroid thought or some
Oh,
crazy
I thought you
shit.
said this asteroid could just destroy a city.
No, yeah, that's what
And
it says here. That's the impact that
Oh,
they
it's
expect.
way worse than that.
It's like a Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Not to
okay.
be
I mean,
insensitive, but
are
that's what it's
those? Yeah,
expected.
listen, those are bad, but I mean, it could be worse. It could get take out the whole world like the dinosaurs, right? They're not doing that this time. So I guess that's all right. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I guess I'm worried in some ways. 7 years is kind of close. I do want to know what the heck they mean by we're not going to let it happen. Like, I don't believe that we have the capacity to
We don't
stop it
have a
from
big
happening.
we don't have a
Ryan,
big laser to shoot it down.
Ryan,
No
Maybe, I don't
seriousness.
know.
we have research and we have Armageddon, the movie. Have you not seen how they did it? That's
We
exactly how
don't
we
do
do it.
research anymore. We stopped doing that. Although SpaceX, Elon could probably fix this. And like, I'm only half kidding. If you spent time focusing on this, I feel like he could figure out a way to. Do you send like rockets up to just plow into it till it breaks apart? Like, how do you? I don't know what you could possibly do to make this not hit Earth if that's what's going to happen. If the two
Then
percent
Bruce
happens,
Willis. That's it.
I don't know that
That-
he's big enough to send him and stop. You know what I mean? I think that would just go right through Bruce Willis. But um, yeah, obviously it's no good for anyone who lives in a city on the planet if it gets hit. But
Well, let's think of best case scenario. It hits a city in Africa. Nobody gives a shit about Africa,
okay,
so we're
no,
good to
we
go.
all care. Everyone cares, especially
Remember,
about their own home.
we're specifically in Africa. Remember,
The,
Africa's a continent, not a
take
country.
That's
well, take
right.
it. Well,
Africa's
take
a
a. I
continent.
said take a city out of the continent. All the aid infested fucking cities. Pick
Oh
one.
no.
Be my fucking guest. The fucking lions and tigers are going extinct anyway.
But I'm
So
saying
fuck it.
no, but whole in all seriousness, and like this is so morbid. But let's say it like landed in I don't know Dallas, right? Landed in Dallas. We drew the short card here in the United States, and maybe we don't have the answer. We have to learn more. What would happen? I mean, obviously Dallas would probably be in for a bad day, but out like what would the rest of the ramifications be? Would the entire country be covered in like space soot? Like what would that look like? Would there be just a big hole?
Well, it's gonna be a
I
very.
didn't
I
look
mean,
too deep into the article after reading. Just
Yeah,
be
so that's
aware.
like honestly we have 7 years, so like that's kind of what I want to know. I love that for them. That NASA's like we're gonna fix this. I don't believe that. So if the 2% happens, like, what are we talking? End of the world or end of the Mavericks? That's kind of what I mean. And again, I'm not saying I've got family there. I would never want that to happen. I'm hoping that the 98% chance it doesn't hit us is what happens and just keeps on coasting through space and we never even see it. But I'm just kind of curious, like, what is the actual like ramifications of this should the 2% happen? Because if it's gonna hit like if it's gonna be the end of whatever for everybody, then yeah, we should just keep doing things until it's too late or it works. Like we shouldn't stop because 7 years is not enough time. We for me specifically, and so I definitely want them to try for 7 years straight to stop it. But if it's gonna be if I'd rather they get it right than try a bunch of stuff that doesn't work, a bunch of people get hurt or worse, and then it still hits us. You know what I mean? I don't know, but you said Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't think it's going to hit us, Jose?
he doesn't think so.
He's
There's a
pretty
chance.
smart.
They said if it hits a certain keyhole, then
Well,
Wait, what
chances
is a
go
keyhole,
greater.
by the way?
There's a keyhole. Like if it's
Like a
projected, there's a hole in the.
like
You
atmosphere or
asked me.
whatever.
No, not an atmosphere. There's a hole in where the craters are at. What's that fucking belt? God
The
damn.
asteroid belt.
Yeah, there you
the
go. So
Milky
there's a
Way?
hole. There's a hole, a small hole that if it enters through, then it will come in, and there's a greater chance of it hitting us.
I
But
absolutely love, by the way, that not a single one of us knows even a little bit about space. Did we
and I'm
learn? Did you
and
guys learn
I'm
the planets? Like, do you remember the planets though?
Yeah,
yes.
Mr. Turchik.
I every once in a while I just forget like the first planet. I know it's Mercury. Like right now
How do
I
you
know.
forget the
I
planet?
just kind of I know it's there. I just forget it's called Mercury. I swear to God, it's specifically Mercury. I like there's one at the beginning. We're four. I know we're four back, and I know there's one at the beginning. But I frequently am like I don't remember the name of that one. Uh, that space
Like
is scary. Would you guys
Mercury,
go to space?
Venus. Why
I could
not?
if I could come home.
See, I wouldn't. I'm team terraforma here. I don't want to leave Earth. I'll let other people go. It's good for them, but I'm staying. I'm the home team. You know what I mean? Space is scary to me. It might be the thing I'm most scared of, actually. Well, instead of going
Genuinely,
snakes either. Genuinely, yeah. I would be very scared in space. Like just the whole time.
there's a lot of movies that could freak you out on there.
Yeah, I mean, movies are
You
movies,
seen Gravity? That'd be my movie. I would be afraid to
I've
go to
seen
space.
Gravity. I saw Interstellar. Interstellar was crazy because like it was like a million years past and whatever. But yeah, no, to me it's like space is very scary. I would say it's scarier than the ocean because like it just goes
Especially
forever.
after you saw that creature in there.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm absolutely not going anywhere near that fish. But like space doesn't stop. There's no bottom of space that we know of. There might be. We don't know about it. It's like space is very scary to me. I don't, the concept is scary. I don't love it.
I like space. One of my
Okay.
favorite pictures is that picture from the 90s of Voyager 2 where it shows planet Earth. This is little almost like speck schmeckle of things. Let me see that quickly. Voyage
I think I know what you're
6,
talking about, but
where it's us during the Milky Way. It's us literally like
mhm.
10,000 miles away. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, what are we really worrying about? That's all we are in the world.
I mean, we're worried about the fact that there's an asteroid coming toward us, apparently.
Well, honestly, I thought about that movie Don't Look Up
Oh my
and
God, yeah.
and how there was
It
an
works for
asteroid coming and
everything.
nobody was talking and everybody was mad and no one believed and celebrity and politics and all of that and
Yeah.
that came and look what happened there, which is not a good movie by the way. I don't care.
No, it's not, but it is an allegory for our time, so it is kind of fitting that there might be an actual asteroid coming, um, in general. But yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Like that was an extinction level asteroid, right? So that's kind of what I'm curious about more than anything.
Yeah.
But I guess in fairness, you never
No
know
way
what's gonna happen.
actually. This is actually cool. So
Well,
just the pale blue dot, February 14th, 1990. This picture is literally 35 years ago. That's us. That's
yeah,
planet Earth right there. Oh, I can't see. Well, you see
I can
right
see
here?
it. Yep.
That's planet Earth right there. 35 years ago. By the way, the droid is still going. Approximately 6 billion kilometers, 3.7 billion miles away. And yeah, just a little pixel. That's us. 35 years ago, and we're there.
Honestly, looking at that picture, thinking that an asteroid from that position has to hit that little dot. Exactly. Knowing our luck, it's absolutely gonna hit the United States. That's the kind of run we've been on. But
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm scared sufficiently now. So thank you, Matt. Jose and Neil seem to be on the other side of this, but
I'm on
also,
the side that doesn't give a shit. Just let me know if we're gonna get hit. I'm not paying no bills. I'm done working. I'm just chilling.
I'm
I'll
in a
be where
rabbit hole really quick.
and now, yeah, see, I also want to know like if this thing hits, what's ever.
people are crying. I'm not. I'm gonna be like, it's time for me to be with Jesus.
Specifically Jesus, just like the Undertaker would say that. Fun fact: this is the farthest picture of planet Earth ever by the planet Saturn, 900
Look at us. You
billion
could see us from
kilometers
Saturn, though.
away.
Look at that.
Okay, with stupid T-Mobile ad ruining it, but there we go. That's our space discussion for the day. As we talked about life this way, how do I set this up actually? Okay, so that's life. Somebody is joining that Earth recent. Somebody joined Earth recently that has a story for the ages, right? Hear this. So we talk about in New York City how the subway is genuinely dangerous. It's a pit hole. It's grimy. It is convenient if all else fails and it is convenient if nothing fails, nobody bothers you whatsoever, and you're on a local train and you can get where you need to be. But most of the time, it's not that easy. However, this was crazy. On the W train in New York City this Wednesday at 11:30 a.m., a woman recently gave birth on the New York City subway train. On the W train on the 34th Street Herald Square station in Manhattan. The baby made it fine. The mother and child are healthy. They were then taken to a nearby hospital and are doing well. here is a a picture of the miracle of life right here. And yeah, somebody gave birth on the damn subway in New York City. Oh my God.
Yo, you never know what's going on in the subway.
I
Someone's
know.
giving birth, then
Mo-
someone's getting burned on fire. Jesus
Well, I was
Christ.
going to say,
exactly.
this is
Most
the
people lose
best.
their life on the
Yeah,
subway.
I
This
was gonna
person
say,
started their life on a subway.
Uh-huh.
this is the, I mean, honestly, probably more than a few people have been conceived on the subway in New York,
Oh,
too. Let's be honest.
Jesus.
But I was going to say, we've had a lot of negative stories about the subway this year. So I'm kind of, this is a good one. I like this. This baby is bringing hope that the subway doesn't just taketh away, it also giveth. And so I like the story. I think they have to come up with a name that appropriately captures the birthing location. I don't know what that would be, but they should really sit down and brainstorm some sort of
Call him
train.
Harold.
You could call him Macy, honestly. That's right. That's the Macy. That's the subway right by
Ooh,
Macy's.
yeah, yeah, Macy. That could
Isn't
be
that
it. Like
perfect?
that does work. I like that. Yeah. So little baby
Or
Macy.
Madison, because down the street is Madison Square Garden.
I like Macy better personally, but either way, little baby Macy could be a sign, of hope for us all in dark times. So I'm
You
for
know,
it.
you know who sent me the story that my friend sent it, and all he did was talk about the negative stuff about it, on how
What
that
do you
baby's.
mean?
Well, what did he say exactly? I don't know. Now I'm no midwife or that's the person who delivers babies, right? That's what.
Right. Yep.
What did he say specifically? It made me laugh. He was talking about how unsanitized the subway is, how you need to get all these medications and shots right away. He pretty much criticizing this person for having the baby there. And I know that wasn't exactly her decision.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about the criticism, as someone who knows just a tad bit about this, and I won't get into any more details for because I'm not allowed to, but like nobody's like, oh, I'm my water broke. Let me get on the subway. That's because do you know how expensive it is in this country to give birth? Something that everyone of all political stripes, in terms of our leaders, has said they want more of because we've got a baby bust right now. We're losing population. We're not putting enough new people in. It's astronomical. Calling an ambulance on top of that, you would be in debt forever just for having the kid. No expenses. You're not feeding the kid. You're not sending it to school. You're not getting play dates. It's not playing t-ball. I'm not talking about any of the other stuff that you'll eventually have to spend on the kid. Just having it, you'll be in debt forever. So yeah, she took the subway and she mistimed it, obviously, and ended up having to give birth. As far as the shots and stuff go, I'm sure they took the baby to a hospital and the baby received all the shots. I think we have this wrong idea that the baby comes out and they immediately stick a needle in it. No, they don't do that. They clean it up. They get it to their, to the NICU if they need to, or to the nursery if it doesn't need to be in intensive care. And then when the baby can take the shots, they put the shots in and they schedule the rest of the shots. They don't do them all at the same time for later on. It's all within a certain period of time, but it's not. You don't need it at the moment. It's like if it was that dangerous to sit on a subway because of germs, we would be dying from the germs on the subway and not from people setting us on fire or stabbing us, right? So like the subway is safe for a person to be in, even a baby. And I think that we're focusing the anger on the wrong part of the story, which is why did a pregnant woman giving birth have to get on the subway to go get this baby delivered? Why is
Because
our
that's Mayor
country
Adams is
making?
in New York.
I mean, he was just given the green light from those upon high, so who knows? But I'm just saying, regardless,
Yeah.
why are that's the only negative of the story. It's a positive because the baby's presumably healthy. Nothing bad happened. It's a fun story. Little baby Macy, love it. If you want to look for a negative, it's that we can't even help our pregnant women give birth in this country. We're ill-equipped. So, by the way, we're going to stop an asteroid. We can't even get a pregnant woman downtown Manhattan. That's impossible. But we're going to stop an asteroid from hitting the Earth. Come on, please. It's ridiculous. That's the only negative I could even conceivably see. So, anyone upset with the mom, just grow up. Sorry, friend of Matt's, grow up.
Tell me about it. All right, now let's go from New York to California. Listen, um, on a bit of a serious note, really quick, people are still affected by the wildfires that took place at the beginning of this year. As we are beginning to move to a new chapter, rebuild, get the Palisades back to where it needs to be, there are people, doing their jobs and stuff. However, in this, when I showed you guys this, I just like, wow, this is just the no common sense. It's true. No common sense in this world. But the actor Mandy Moore slams Amazon for delivering a package to her in-laws' home that was destroyed by LA fires. So and Mandy Moore, big star for the 2000s. This Is Us star. Well, an Amazon delivery driver just saw there is no house, but I'm gonna leave the package there anyway. As Mandy Moore said in the post, do better, Amazon. Can we not have a better discretion than to leave a package at a resident that no longer exists? This is my mother and father-in-law's home. Now, there are a couple ways you could take it. Number one, well, there's no house. You could tell your boss, hey, there's no house. Number two, like the top comment says, they delivered it to the address. That is what is required.
I mean,
and then here with this foreclosure slip that clearly there's problems. There's no house, but I guess the person did their job. Jeez. Would you be happy that Amazon, Jose? Would you be happy that Amazon did their job, even though you weren't there or the house?
Well, one, I would contact Amazon and let them know. But I don't blame the Amazon driver. They did their job. They did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Can you just imagine?
Listen, by the way, I am Amazon. Your house was burnt down weeks ago. It takes buying on Amazon is 2 days.
So all right, yes, I have to step in. So obviously, if I'm an Amazon driver and I pull up to a house and there is no house, right? If the house is missing from the house delivery, I'm probably taking the package back and saying, no house. And they'll say, what do you mean no house? I'd be like, there wasn't a house there. They'll be like, oh, it's the wrong address? No, it's the right address. There's just no house there. And then someone above my pay grade can go ahead and handle that. That being said, there is no way you ordered a package from Amazon before the fire and it just showed up. So you lost your house. It burned down. And I understand this is Demi Moore, right?
Mandy Moore.
I think it's Mandy Moore.
Sorry. Mandy Moore's mother and father-in-law, so they're probably not young. But you left your house because it burned down. Your house is gone, as the Amazon driver found out. And then you ordered an Amazon package and you didn't change the address. Like, yes, obviously, common sense. There is no house. You just don't leave the package there. But also,
why not?
Why are you mad? You're the one who asked them to put it there. You're the one who put the delivery. They didn't put the delivery down. You just ordered it to your missing house. So obviously that's where they're going. They're not going to be like, I bet you the house is missing. We should look for them. No, they're going to go where it says. Now, again, so your house doesn't get stolen. Your house. No house. If your package doesn't get stolen. Right, exactly. If you don't want your package to get stolen, all that, I get it. I personally, as an Amazon driver, would not have left the package on the ash and soot of a burned out house. I would personally be like, this doesn't feel like the right thing to do. But I also wouldn't be mad if they did do it when I'm the one who ordered it to the wrong address. Like, it's the wrong address. You put it down. They went where you said. So, I get why they're upset, and I personally would have done that, but I'm on the Amazon driver's side overall. Because I said, like, do I think it could have been handled better? Yeah. Just, again, use your head. Be like, okay, there is no house. I shouldn't make this delivery. However, if you're going to if you're going to place blames someplace, it's got to be on the people who ordered a package to a house that no longer exists. And Amazon didn't do that. The customer did that. So I don't know. This to me felt like, honestly, it felt like a rich person trying to dunk on like a minimum wage Amazon driver. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. And then when you add in the fact that the person that was most technically in the wrong was the celebrity because they ordered a package to a house that isn't there. It hasn't been there for weeks. It kind of made me more sympathetic, even though, again, personally, I do think it's crazy that you would see that place, that picture. You could look at that from your car and say, well, this is the address. Like you just don't just drive by. You just drive by slowly, and then you say this. We can't deliver this here. They won't deliver if I'm not home. Sometimes they're going to deliver it to a burned down house. You know what I mean?
Can we also talk about the red government form that was there? The government just left that there. What's the difference between them and Amazon?
So that's
hopefully
what the
that's
Amazon driver saw. It's like, oh, if there's a government point, he's just leaving it there. I might as well just leave this stupid package there too.
well, yeah, so that's the other thing. What the heck is the government doing with sending a paper form? They don't have an email address or anything that they can use to contact the people who lived at the house that, cannot emphasize this enough, isn't there anymore. Like everyone can see the house is gone. So why are we sending things to the house? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, no, I don't know what that government form is even. Was it like a survey? Like if you see this, let us know because that means your house didn't burn down. And they're just gonna be like, oh, we didn't get this one back. House must be gone. Like maybe that was it. Truly, maybe they're like, yeah, this is a survey. Anyone who doesn't send it back will assume their house is gone. But I genuinely don't know why the government would send anything important to a neighborhood that was literally on fire. Because obviously nobody is there. It was on fire like 2 weeks ago,
Right.
3 weeks ago, whatever.
Crazy. Still don't get it. Here's another thing I don't get. So the Super Bowl's done.
Yeah.
Just about a week later, I am so happy the Chiefs lost. I don't know if I'm happy the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions, but I'm very happy that the Chiefs are losers. No sympathy.
Okay.
I don't care.
Not losers,
Loser.
but yeah.
Good, good, good. You lose a Super Bowl. Anyway.
Super Bowl, correct. Singular.
So
not singular twice, but still.
So people after the game, people are celebrating, right? On Bourbon Street, including Pat Mahomes Sr., the father of Patrick Mahomes. So the guy's just hanging out, and then randomly who shows up is former disgraced bigot Major League Baseball player John Rocker, formerly of the Atlanta Braves. And he's a literal asshole. He wouldn't mind you telling it either, by the way. But so I'm just letting people know. But basically, John Rocker's known. He was actually a legitimate good closer. He was legitimately a good closer for the Braves in the late 90s. But he was racist. He was homophobic. He came at New Yorkers for some reason on the subway. He said that's where people die of AIDS and stuff like that. Paraphrasing, but he's not a good dude. Yeah. But on the contrary, he's also the inspiration for Kenny Powers too. So it's weird, absolutely weird. Anyways,
yeah.
John Rocker for some reason posts up against Patrick Mahomes on Bourbon Street, and let me play you the video. Pat Mahomes' dad, which is Pat Mahomes, anyways, and John Rocker getting into it at Bourbon Street. Seems like a nice, regular interaction. Dude's buff. Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Bunch of confused people, as you
love that cutaway.
So, yeah, these dudes were about to square off. So, seeing this, Barstool founder and CEO Dave Portnoy decided, well, you know what? These two are beefing. These two don't like each other. Let me take advantage of it. And so he went out to Rocker and Mahomes Sr., and he made this announcement soon after.
saw this little beef on Bourbon Street this past weekend. John Rocker and Pat Mahomes Sr. going at it, almost broke out in a fight. I guess they fucking hated each other since their playing days baseball. I mean, I guess not surprising. Everyone has beef with John Rocker. But they signed the fucking paperwork. Guess what we got, boys and girls? Rough and Rowdy, April 19th, Wheeling, West Virginia. Bad Friday. Two guys, none of this like, I liked Tyson, Jake Paul. They're great. They're fucking making up and like fucking each other after the fight. This is real bad blood. And just to show that I don't hold grudges, I know Patty Mahomes, the Super Bowl guy, the guy who just got doors blown off, said he hated Barstool. Well, now your dad's fighting in our company against John Rocker, so I'm going to save a seat, free of charge. Patty Mahomes and crew, no bad blood. We can make up, watch your dad fight. That's an open invite. You say you don't like us, I get your dad to fight John Rocker and Rough and Rowdy.
All right, so there you have it, boys. Rough and Rowdy, April 19th. A boxing match between Pat Mahomes Sr. and John Rocker. You two tell me what you think of this first. I'll tell you what I think.
Wait, so when did Patrick Mahomes, like the football player, say that he didn't like Barstool? I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's been known for a few years now. Basically,
I've not heard that.
The stuff specifically against his wife that he wasn't a fan of.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So,
but
yeah, that's throughout the years. It wasn't like go out of your way and like fuck them.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't go on like
he won't go on their shows or
part my take and stuff like that.
Okay,
it was over over his wife. Okay, what do you guys think? I'll tell you what I think.
So calling this a boxing match should be generous because these are two retired professional baseball players. But I was saying
we're gonna have to tweet cap it.
They got
Wait, so by the way, this is WrestleMania weekend.
Well, I know what I'm watching that weekend. But anyway, no. So in all seriousness, when you look at this, like these two guys have beef. They're not real fighters. No one with a real fighting organization will give them we'll sanction a match like this. The insurance will be crazy. They could both get hurt getting into the ring, frankly. They don't know what they're doing, clearly, because they've never been trained. And so what do you do when you have beef and nobody will pay the insurance premium? You do a Barstool bum fight, and that's what we're about to see. This will not be boxing. They're just going to swing on each other. At some point, one of them's going to get knocked down. That'll probably be considered the end of the match. I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, looking at the two, they're both pitchers, but one of them looks like he ate several pitchers in the time since he's retired, and that's, of course, John Rocker. He's very, very muscular. Don't necessarily think that that's actually going to help all that much if there's anything akin to real boxing happening in this match. But, yeah, I don't know. This is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a bum fight, but the people of Wheeling, West Virginia are probably going to be thoroughly entertained. And, hey, Patrick Mahomes might even show up, and that's kind of fun.
Oh, man, he's definitely not showing up to that. Oh, man, dude.
He won't support his dad goes to the games. He's not going to go to his dad's big fight? Come on.
Man, come on. You know,
right?
Bro, Pat Mahomes Sr. embarrasses him a lot all the time.
I mean, my friend is no more than the rest of the Mahomes family.
True, but
and
we know he's had his issues, a lot of DUIs and stuff.
Which, again,
bad.
Still not as bad as his little brother, whom he does still take pictures with. Jackson Mahomes is accused of way worse than DUI.
Yeah, I've never seen a Pat Mahomes Sr., Pat Mahomes picture.
No, I haven't either. I've not ever
like in their adults, not to dwell on someone's family like that, but there's clearly something there. He probably invites him to be nice and protects him from himself.
Oh, I'm sure with the money he has, he probably does whatever he can to just keep his dad out of trouble. But I'm saying I don't even know that Pat Mahomes Sr. is the worst of the Mahomes family. I think Jackson is making a strong case early on that he's got problems that are far worse than drinking too much. Like, just put it bluntly. So I don't know. This match is going to be horrible. I'm gonna say Senior wins. I'm gonna think other guys got way too many muscles. He didn't earn those probably. And there's no way he can swing the right way. No way he could swing the right way to actually do a boxing match, especially with his arms out like this. I mean, we saw him in that video. He's big. I wouldn't want to get punched by him. So, Senior better work on his cardio and work on his evasive maneuvers. But I think if he can get in and out, he can tag him quick, end it early. I think those big old arms are going to be like swinging a broadsword. So all you have to do is get in a bunch of little stabs and you win.
I don't
I feel
even
like
think this is real.
yeah, I feel like this show was staged just to get this shit
Okay, I actually almost said something about that first. I was gonna ask after everybody gave their opinion on the fight,
going.
but like, what are the chances that Portnoy had the both of them do this on Bourbon Street to set up the fight?
So he responded to this because a lot of people are saying what we said. Me and Jose said that this is just a work. He tweets, "It's honestly insane to insinuate that we would stage a fight on Bourbon Street to promote a fight that was announced a couple days later. I'm offended, good sir."
That feels like that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro. He probably, because of the beef between and Patrick Mahomes
He definitely
Jr.
did this. That's
The fact
crazy.
that well, just not too long ago he got like a third DUI, was facing jail time, didn't get it. He could use the money. John Rocker, nobody likes, but
He was probably willing to fight somebody.
exactly. And this interaction, he was just being a normal dude saying, "Hey, what's up? I'm gonna fight you."
Yeah, I wonder if it's real. What the heck is the beef about?
Yeah, right. They were never teammates.
Right,
I looked
yeah.
that up. They did play in the same era, but never got that
They're also
contentious.
both pitchers, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
So like it's not even like I don't know which I think what's his name jumped around Mahomes. But
yeah,
the
he was a
Braves
journeyman.
Yeah, but the Braves would Rocker have even been because he was a closer, would he have even been up to bat? Like could they have even faced off in a game?
It would have had to been
Like
a
very
very
like
late
once.
very late game, but
Yeah,
I could
like
quickly look
once
that up while you
maybe.
say that.
Yeah, once maybe John Rocker and Pat Mahomes Sr. would have faced off.
No,
Like,
they
in
never
a
had
game,
an at-bat
but-
against each other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, as far as I could tell, they never had any interaction professionally or personally until this weekend when they started a fight, which is crazy.
Yeah, they definitely did this just cause
Hmm.
on WrestleMania weekend too. Oh well.
Well, I mean, I could see that actually being a good weekend to do it.
Well, it's going to be you're either going to have to choose night one of the main event of WrestleMania or John Rocker versus.
Well, no, because it's like
or
think
Pat
about it.
Mahomes Sr.
It's like that weekend. It'll be fight night. I bet you UFC is probably gonna have something close. They won't have it that weekend, obviously, but like the next week or whatever, or maybe the week before. Like I'm sure there's gonna be other fights around that time because people will be talking about combat sports. Because despite not being a sport, wrestling, WWE wrestling still kind of just evokes those same sort of
In the zeitgeist.
conversations. Exactly. So
I seriously doubt they would be because you're conflicting in time.
the week before they're not conflicting in time.
Triple H has to work a deal out with Portnoy.
No, the
No,
so
I'm
that they
talking
do
about
that all the
UFC
time.
and
So
WWE.
so think about it. Like Bloodsport they always have a Bloodsport and like WrestleMania weekend. I believe
AEW will do something.
yeah, exactly. They had bare minimum AEW is going to have its show, right? Collision is on Saturday. So like there's always wrestling around WrestleMania. There's always combat sports around WrestleMania. So it makes sense for them to try it that weekend. But I do think that I mean they usually have an undercard for these fights too, right?
Yeah, so Rough and Rowdy pretty much is like you mentioned, it's amateur boxing in
Yeah.
a state that allows this type of boxing in West
Right.
Virginia
Yeah.
to allow non-professionals to attack each other.
Right.
It's all redneck. Those redneck
Right.
events.
I bet you Delaware probably allows stuff like that. But yeah, I mean it's like I don't think anyone on the card will be all that good. So I think that you really got to
This will
base
be
it
the
on.
main event.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Well, definitely. But I'm saying, like, think about some of the other main events they've had. They've at least been, like, Barstool famous, right? Like,
yeah,
this
like
is too.
Jose Canseco versus Billy the intern.
Right. But, like,
Mhm.
this is, like, two infamous people. I feel
Washed
like
people too.
well, that too, but I'm saying like they're infamous. Neither one of them is particularly well liked. And so I'm just like, I don't know. This feels like it could have been a rare misstep from the promoting genius that is Dave Portnoy.
Well, we're gonna have to see what happens then. Am I right?
Yeah.
Ah, jeez, what a mess.
Can't wait to cover this fight.
I mean, yeah, I'm not watching it live, obviously, but I will cover it.
Where would you watch it?
It's gonna be a what?
They have their own.
Yeah.
They have their own like pay-per-view
Barstool.
service.
Okay.
Yeah, Barstool has the thing, but
So
I
you'd
mean,
have to pay if you really want to pay $19.99 is for this.
I think this will be one of those times. I usually like to actually watch it. I don't like to do like TikTok or Instagram or Twitter to see what's happening, but I'll probably just use those things, TikTok and Twitter to see what's happening with this fight. Personally,
Don't illegally stream it.
if you know where the one is, then go for it. I
It's
used
gotta
to
be
illegally stream, but not
some weekend. All right.
anymore.
Let's talk some more things, my friends. Okay, so Wendy Williams, the former host of the Wendy Williams show, made a name for herself, but she's been missing. Where's Wendy Williams been? Well, I have a clip here from TMZ where Harvey Levin explains to us what Wendy Williams has been up to, and let's paint the picture right now.
I'm surprised people know who the fuck she is.
I know who Wendy Williams is. Oh no, Wendy. This was my mission, by the way. This is what I'm fired up about this week, but let's get into it.
Here we go. Come on, clip.
Those of you who are listening, we have a very distressed Wendy Williams standing
locked
in
in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her.
Well,
Wendy Williams is locked in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her was to have a camera in the street because we can't get a camera in. She can't really have any visitors. She cannot go outside. She's been out twice in the last 30 days. She has no internet. She, and I think rightly, says she feels like a prisoner.
Are you allowed to go out?
No. In the last 30 days, I went out twice.
She is in a guardianship. And I got to tell you, Lauren, if you saw the Lifetime documentary on her when she was deep into alcohol a couple of years ago, it made sense to have a guardianship. Wendy is sober now. She is fine. I have spoken with her for hours and hours, as have many others. And everybody comes up with the same conclusion. She's back to the old Wendy. Yet, she's not only in a guardianship, it's a guardianship that has essentially locked her up and thrown away the key. She has been diagnosed with something called frontotemporal dementia. That's what Bruce Willis has. That condition never gets better. It only gets worse. There is a similar diagnosis called alcohol-induced dementia. That can get better. Wendy is an alcoholic, and she was deep into alcohol. But the fact is, when you look at her 2 years ago, she's gotten better. There's no question. And was this a misdiagnosis? And if so, she's going to get a reevaluation. But for some reason, the Guardian said, we don't think the diagnosis is going to change. How can the Guardian say that? The Guardians only talk to her like once a month. And I got to tell you, I've talked to her for hours and hours and hours over the last month. And this woman is better. She needs a sober coach. I don't think she needs a guardian. This is a country where you're supposed to have freedom.
All right. By the way, you know Harvey Levin here? Random,
Yes.
before
Yeah.
we go on. You know how old he is?
Nah, he's
Probably
older though,
60s.
right? He's got to be 60 something.
Yeah.
He's 74 years old.
Wow.
That's a 74-year-old man. That's one of my favorite fun facts about Harvey Levin. I've always been a big fan of his. Anyways, yeah, so Wendy Williams, guys, locked up. Is it time for her to be free from all the information you just heard right now?
Yes, we have to free Wendy. I think this is honestly more egregious than the Britney Spears thing. Okay? Britney Spears lost her mind. Maybe she's better. I think we've seen, frankly, factually, she's not. And obviously, she was abused in her guardianship or her conservatorship, whatever they called it in that case, and that's why they had to get out of it. But the reality is, Britney Spears is still crazy. Like we've seen the Instagrams, right? We've all seen it. We all know she's doing the weird dances. She got signs.
It looks
It's weird.
fun.
It's creepy. Wendy Williams was just drunk. They locked her away because she was drunk. We don't do that to drunks ever in this country. What they get like 24 hours if they get caught drinking and driving. They get put in a sober tank. She's been in there for how long? Only been out twice in the last 30 days. This to me is so messed up because alcoholism is it's very real. It's a very serious thing. And her guardian, who I believe is a family member, it should be concerned about the alcoholism and should be working to fix that. But it seems like they may have cooked up a way to just get her money, get her out of the picture because of a doctor. And I think, frankly, the doctor needs to be looked into pretty strongly. And yeah, I think this just reeks to me of opportunism. She had very public issues with alcohol. They made her act erratically. They were able to go ahead and diagnose something akin to dementia. They just ignored the fact that there was an alcohol version of that. And then they locked her up and threw away the key, checked in on her every month, let her walk around a courtyard a few times. It's disgusting. And now this is the second major case of this that we've covered on this show with in Hollywood with celebrities of people who are taking what is, not essentially what is factually hardworking people in Britney Spears and Wendy Williams in this case, and literally just imprisoning them to steal their money. And that is the only reason that they're doing it. It is not for the betterment of these people. It's not to keep anyone else safe. It's just to enrich themselves without having to do any hard work, simply by knowing a doctor or knowing a lawyer or knowing a judge who will give you this sort of power over another person that you can control their life in order to control their purse. I think we need to look strong and hard at what guardianship is for and how we get it. And I think we frankly have to look at the reality that when a wealthy person is involved, the guardian should almost never be their family. I don't believe at all that a person who is employed or related to a celebrity should be given access to a celebrity's funds and celebrity's decision-making by proxy if that celebrity is deemed incompetent to take care of themselves. Because we've seen that this is what they do. These people who are already in the orbit with nothing to offer, they leech off of this. And we've talked about Kanye, who is not in a conservatorship, but is also in a very similar environment where people are leeching off of him. I would not be surprised if at some point Kanye does end up in a conservatorship, given the way he's gone off the rails. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's his management or agent or whomever who gets control of all that, and they just put him away in a corner and spend his money however they want. We need to look long and hard. If it's dangerous for Wendy Williams to be out in public, then that needs to be addressed. But that needs to be addressed by a dispassionate third party. It needs to be then executed upon by a different dispassionate third party. We already have one dispassionate third party in the judge. Now we need a second person who does not care that this is Wendy Williams, does not need Wendy Williams' money, because they are paid to do this, and they can make sure that Wendy Williams is not spending inappropriately, is not getting things that are going to harm her or her sobriety or her mental health, etc. You cannot trust the family members of these celebrities. You can't. We've seen it too many times And again, these are only 2 times with this conservatorship nonsense, but this is like a tale as old as time, right? Like Amy Winehouse comes to mind. Like we have seen time and time again family members abuse or otherwise neglect their more successful, hardworking kids, brother, sister, parent, to take their money for themselves. And yeah, also by the way, if this doctor did do that, that should be prison time. Any doctor who's willing to take a buyout for a false diagnosis ought to not just lose their license. That's a given. They really ought to be in jail. We have to make sure we disincentivize doctors from taking money over taking care of patients.
Honestly, it's not much to add. You got my support, and Wendy Williams, you got my support as well.
Free Wendy. Jose, what about you? You like Wendy Williams?
I give 2 shit about Wendy Williams, but
You don't think who deserved to be free more, Wendy or Brittany?
not who I think deserve, because I both don't give 2 fucks about them. But no, I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody out there in the streets trying to start something to get it done. Nobody gives a shit about Wendy
the
Williams.
TMZ guy just did it. What are you talking about?
But you got a 74-year-old man. Good luck.
I wouldn't bet against TMZ, dude. They got a lot of energy over there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get a spotlight, but that's it. No, you don't
That's
look
all I
online. Nobody's talking about it. TMZ. That's it.
No, that's incorrect. Free Wendy was trending. All day.
Where?
Twitter.
Oh my god.
The intern found it.
Nobody gives a shit about Wendy Williams.
Everyone cares.
I'm surprised.
No, but honestly, you know what's been interesting? So we've obviously got these accounts, Free Wendy accounts, but you also have these like right wingers, the Colin Ruggs of the world, right, on Twitter, who are also tweeting about Free Wendy because both sides of them see this as fundamentally in opposition to what they believe. One side sees this as, someone stealing, or somebody imprisoning somebody wrongfully. The other one sees them stealing money from a hardworking, whatever. Everyone, this is reuniting the country in hard times. The queen of daytime television, Wendy Williams, is bringing the country
queen
together.
of daytime television. What ear listening to words you coming out your mouth?
All right. Besides her, you know how I know she's in there? Because I know who she is. Look at me. If I know who Wendy Williams is, then she had to have been a rather big deal. That's just a fact. That's just a fact.
I'm fucking ready to someone tell her 2032 we might go. So fucking relax.
Yeah, that's true. No, yes. If someone should make sure she knows that before she gets out. I agree. Just to make sure, because 7 years I could just hang out here.
Yeah,
I don't want to think for 7 years. Yeah,
right.
That's fine. You're in charge. Just make sure that I don't get revoked.
Right.
That, and also more importantly, that could probably start her drinking again. So yeah, we should probably give her a heads up. I agree.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, I got a bunch of funny short clips to show you for the next 30 minutes we have left. So number 1. Oh man, some people just don't know common sense. Some people also don't know how to drive. So see this, guys. Out in Layton, Utah, there was a guy in a white SUV. So right here, as you can, there is no barricade. Right over here, no barricade.
That's right.
Here is right over here at my cursor. Let me just move this down. Here's a white SUV.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this dude handled this driving 101 incident. Right here, dude can't figure out what to do. He's backing up.
Hit the man. Still going back.
Go forward. And he gets out the damn car and runs away. Here comes the goddamn train.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know what's about to happen. Boom.
Jeez. That probably messed up the train pretty good. Also, it's a passenger train. There were people on that.
This cost $100,000 in damage.
There's people on that. People probably thought they were about to die.
Yes,
Where
there
was
were
this
no
at?
injuries. Layton, Utah. There was no injuries, by the way, I can
Utah.
report. Just $100,000 in damage to the train, and that car is destroyed.
The car's gone, yeah.
Guys, Come on. This is exactly why we're in the position we're in this country. Because of dumbasses like that.
This is what's wrong with America.
There wasn't anything blocking him. He went backwards.
He could have
Like,
even, if he was still there, he could have gone just off of the one
he
track
ran
too.
away.
There was only one track that was full. He could have just gone even just a little bit forward.
What the
He would have been
hell?
off the track.
There's-
But
I
also,
don't even-
he could have gone through the barricade. Those barricades are not strong.
Exactly.
They're not
true.
meant to actually stop you. They're meant to be like, oh, don't go. There's something in front of you. Like, he could have just slammed it back and gone like all the way out if he was
Just-
really keen on that. But
they're so
yeah, there's
lucky that
no-
they blurred out that dude. Because
Yeah, well,
of
I
how
mean,
stupid he is.
hey, listen, somebody knows what he looks like. Some people were there. So
Like,
it'll come out.
on.
It'll come out.
on. Why?
It'll
That's
come
literally
out.
that is
Unless it's a
so
kid.
far.
Unless it's a minor, then it
No.
won't come out.
Still,
I'm saying-
that's not an excuse.
No, I don't mean an excuse for that. I'm saying then it'll come out who it is, unless it's a minor, then it won't come out.
That really is in the 4.5 years of doing the show, the stupidest clip I've ever shown. Like, come on. How could you just not see? Just go forward.
It really does. I mean, you know what? It was really
There's literally
encapsulated.
nothing to explain.
It was literally encapsulated by your transition, which is some people are stupid and some people can't try.
No, they can't. Not everybody deserves a license. That's an exact reason why.
I mean, there's the test about it. I'm sure he passed the test.
Somehow.
Well, they didn't have
I
go
don't-
straight. I guess they didn't have go straight when the train's coming. That wasn't part of the test in Utah.
Especially when there's no barricade.
He had plenty of time. He really
Yeah.
did. There was no problem. I mean, you're not supposed to do that, but you had plenty of time. There was no problem. Oh my god.
Joke. Okay. So, you know how we have on TikTok these trends? This
Yeah.
person does this. My coworkers like this. My
Oh, yeah.
coworkers as this. My coworkers as that. So I guess here at a Verizon store, I don't know where exactly, this guy wanted to
Usually.
continue the trend, and he did at Sandizzle, my coworkers as farts.
I'm glad. This
Mind
is,
you, I don't really like
peak.
toilet humor like that.
yeah, I was about to say, this is
but-
peak humor here.
But
Toilet humor.
this, just imagine. Jose, did you happen to see this yet?
No, that.
I showed Ryan, but this
Yeah,
is
I've
just
seen.
my coworkers as farts at a big corporation too, a major corporation. This dude has no problem
Well,
showing that.
In fairness, I don't think this is HQ Amazon. This is probably an Amazon store.
You
I
mean
assume.
Verizon?
Sorry, yeah, Verizon store.
Still, big brand name though. This is
Yeah,
what
brand name.
you
Everyone's
can
in
think of.
Verizon stuff, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
What the fuck?
This got 3 million views.
Actually,
This guy
Matt.
made at least $10,000 off of that video.
Yeah, so Matt, I have to say this. You're wrong. The man in Utah is not why this country is cooked.
There you go.
The 3 million people who watched that. How many likes did it get? Because I mean, I've watched it and I didn't want to.
600,000.
At bare minimum, the 600,000 people who liked that are what is wrong with the country. That's who's wrong. That's
is a
what we have a
fart
problem with. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Also, if I'm some of those employees, I'm a little offended.
Especially the one with the diarrhea fart.
Yeah, I'm a little upset.
How do you even recover from that?
Yeah,
And
my
they know who
coworker
did it.
does that. Yeah, well, they agreed to it, I think.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
could you imagine if
nobody-
they didn't know?
Nobody. Do you really think somebody agreed? Can I do a video of you
As a
where
fart?
I rank you as a fart?
I would hope so. What did you say? I'm going
I
to do
feel
a
like-
TikTok. Can you be in it? And then just don't tell
I
them what's
think
in
it's-
it.
If you ask me, that's what it was more.
That's not
leaning
right.
towards.
That's not right. You can't just do that to somebody and not tell them. They have to be in on the joke.
The diarrhea fart dude is definitely suing.
Could you imagine?
It is.
I don't know that he can
man.
sue if he agreed to pose for it, but even like, yeah, that was messed up. That one was messed up in particular. And the first one was kind of messed up too. It's very echoey, cavernous. I was like, that's
They did the girl, pretty cute girl. The doop.
yeah. This was definitely a guy who did it, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna make that bold proclamation on the show. A male came up with the concept and then filmed this specifically. I think that that's safe to say.
Awesome. Ay, 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 ay. Have you guys seen, by any chance, this guy who went viral saying I'm really ugly? And he made a viral video called Being Ugly, right? Hold on.
Oh, you're gonna play it though.
I don't have time to play it, but I'll show you, right? But
Mhm.
I'll explain it through pictures. But you happen to hear it, Jose?
No.
No, okay. Well, so basically I paint the picture here just for time reasons, right?
Mhm.
So this guy did a video saying I'm
Oh.
ugly. A Swedish YouTuber saying I'm ugly, nobody likes me, right? Blah blah blah. So you could see there was somebody who liked him.
Mm.
So he made this Being Ugly my experience. This girl commented, I actually think you're kind of cute, to be honest. I mean, a Julie Romina, right?
Mhm.
So you can see she's pretty gorgeous. Look
He
at
flew
this.
her to Sweden.
Look at this. And they got married. Got married. So
Having a baby.
they're having a baby. Let's just say it once and for all. Right, here is the couple, right? She thought he was attractive. So let me ask you guys, once and for all, is this true love or is it clout chasing?
I mean, this man had no clout though, right?
Exactly. Well, he got clout
So,
from going viral for saying he's ugly.
yeah, but she commented on that video.
Yeah.
So when she
So
commented, he had no clout,
I
right?
guess so.
No, but seriously, like you comment on a random YouTube video of someone who's just made a random video saying I'm ugly,
And she saw that guy and she's like, man, I want him to pound
but
me.
I'm like, is it? Hmm. Do we know where
I mean,
she's from?
I'll be rude about it and say she's just a clout chaser. But she went this far to have a whole ass family with
I
the
just,
guy.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe she just has this special part of her brain where she truly sees this guy and he's like, that is the most beautiful, handsome man I've ever seen in my life. And then maybe she could donate her brain to science, see if there really is people out there with the eye of the beholder gene, where you could truly
So
see
all right,
somebody
so I
who
can't
is factually ugly and want to sleep with them, love them.
factually ugly. Well, in fairness, I'm as someone who's often said they are factually ugly, you could get people to
Right, you're a good
it's
looking
but
guy, no
there
homo,
is a
no
gulf.
diddy.
There's a gulf between there's a gulf between the two of them that is rather shocking in terms of their looks. I will say that. However, I'm reading here. This is Unilad, so just bear
Oh
with it.
no.
It's Unilad, but I got it. From there, the pair struck up a long distance relationship since Juliana, as she's actually called, wasn't based in Sweden. Um, so she moved there um for him. She left whatever country she was in.
Unbelievable.
Wait, so that makes me wonder what country was she in? I mean, Sweden's a fairly nice place to
I
live.
mean, if you're in Iran, I'll take anybody.
But no, so like yeah, Sweden's a nice place to live. Maybe where she's from is not as nice, and he seemed like a sweet guy. He was chronicling he was lonely, and she's like, you know what? I mean, he wasn't fat, right? He's just got those teeth. That's a problem. But other than like, you can fix teeth. To be honest with you, keep your mouth closed.
Yeah, but you can
Uh,
fix if you're fat too.
yeah, I know that, but I'm saying, just in my mind's eye, I'm like, is it possible this was a I want to live in Sweden sort of deal?
That's true. Her Sweden's nice. Good healthcare.
Well, right, and again, it depends on where she's from. If she's from like Canada, then no,
Working
it's probably not
4 day
that.
work week over there.
No,
On
I know
top
that,
of
but I'm
that,
like, it's probably not like you said, probably not like a Canadian, but if someone from somewhere else that doesn't maybe have it so good,
right.
uh, sees this guy is willing to marry her, get her, let her stay in Sweden, that's not a bad deal. You know what I mean? Again, What is he factually ugly, as Matt said? Yes. And I'm saying that, and that's how you know. And that's listen, I'm not judging and I'm not against it. I'm just saying factually the dude is definitely not like a top anything. But is he so ugly that somebody who's looking to move to Sweden can't go ahead and do that? I don't know that I would say he's that ugly. And to that extent, is he ugly? Yes. Is he ugly enough to keep you in, like you said, Iran? No. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's attractive enough if you're from like a failing dictatorship in South America or whatever to move to Sweden to be his wife. I will say that. And you know what? More importantly, whatever her original, we'll say, meeting was, they seem to, they're obviously still together after a year of being married because they're having a kid together. So you know what? All's well that ends well. There's real love there. Love blossomed, even in impossible circumstances.
We'll show you people who don't believe in love.
That's
there
right.
You go.
There you go. If they can do it, so can you. You just have to try. Shoot your shot. Because you know what? Shooters shoot.
Jesus.
Right? Jose, true or false? Shooters shoot.
I mean, you're gonna shoot. But
Shooters
might
shoot.
not hit the mark, but
hey, she shot. Shooters shoot. She said, "That's it. Lock in." Shooters shoot, and it worked.
Let's move on. So Bradley Cooper, guys, right?
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, he's just chilling, right? Bro makes Philly cheese. Bro has like 10 Oscar nominations under his belt. Couldn't win. Yes. Couldn't win for his Leonard Bernstein film. So ever since then, he's worked as a Philly cheesesteak chef, right, in movies, apparently. But it was also announced that Bradley Cooper will make his debut solely as a camera operator for a film starring Laura Dern. Not directing, not writing. He's going to be the camera operator. Guys,
he was out so bad.
while he is still writing, he's making his next film. He's not Pat McAfee talking about that, so he's still active. But is bro gonna be the first A-list celebrity to just say fuck it? I'm literally joining the crew.
I think I can't think of anyone else. I can't think of anyone else.
The camera operator, not even the cinematographer. So yeah, the people make the joke about him wanting to win an Oscar. He technically couldn't win because he'd just be the operator.
He's just the camera operator. He's not the cinematographer.
Well, somebody did write this funny comment.
Has he ever
see the vision.
Has he ever been in a Best Picture? Has he ever had a Best Picture movie?
Like nominated, but
never won. So maybe he's like, you know what? This will win Best Picture, and I'm going to be on the crew.
Yeah, as long as he's the producer of the film, that's how you win. The winner of Best Pictures, the producers wins. But
even still, just be like, it still counts. I worked on a Best Picture.
Somebody wrote, I see the vision. Bradley Cooper realizes the Academy will never award him for his acting or directing, so he decides to become a skilled director of photography. If that fails, he will go to makeup, then sound editing, then visual effects. He will truly be the master of all crafts.
He got robbed as Leonard Bernstein. I am going to say that.
I can't even tell you who won Best Act. Oh, well, Cillian Murphy. Duh.
I mean, probably, yeah. But no, he got robbed. I know you like him, but there's one scene, and maybe they didn't pick that scene.
I guess historically speaking, maybe that'll age better at the time.
Oh, yeah. It definitely will. But again, I'm saying that there was one scene. If they didn't submit it for consideration, then they were idiots not to. But one scene alone I saw, I was like, yeah, he should win. But anyway, you know what?
I hope he wins.
If he's happy behind the camera, I mean, he seems happy.
He doesn't have anything else to prove.
Like, you know what I mean? He seems like he just likes to do random stuff now.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's again making Philly cheesesteaks is not going to win you an Oscar either.
That is still so wild. You really could just go downtown and just get a Philly cheesesteak that he made.
From Bradley Cooper, right? Yeah. But would you know? That's what I want to do. They say, oh, Bradley made it, or is it just a secret? Is it Bradley and like 3 other people back there?
I feel like from the videos I've seen in that hole in the wall place, you could see him. You could see him do.
I don't even know where he makes these. Which place does he make them?
It's like called Bradley Cooper's or I don't know. It's
like his place.
It's like some
Yeah.
hole in the wall place where you
Okay,
just
he
go.
made the place. Gotcha.
He
Okay.
owns it. Yeah.
He has a crew.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just there. The A-list actor, just like if you see someone working at McDonald's,
He's got nothing else going on, right? So
Which is
Yeah,
a nice
just-
PR if you think about it. Bradley
Absolutely.
Cooper, everybody come down there, and now everybody's gonna start going down there,
No,
hoping that he's
absolutely.
there.
yeah. The cheese stick to me looks kind of mid, but still, I'd still have it.
I mean, think about it. There's only like what? That whole city has like those 2 main cheesesteak places, right? So there's a lot more than 2 for anyone who's never been to Philly. A lot more than 2 places in Philadelphia make the cheesesteak, and yet for however many decades we've only talked about 2 of them. So I think most cheesesteak places are probably middle of the road, middle of the pack, and there's just the 2 that are far ahead. So I'm sure he's comparable to his neighbors. Cheesesteak, you know?
Cool. Well, the comedian we are going to feature tonight, his name is John. He does an account called Jon Breaks Bad News. Has anyone seen Jon Breaks Bad News?
I have not.
So similar to OCDA, it's a real company with real complaints where basically you tell him to call this person and he will break the bad news to them. Simple as that.
Wow. Okay.
So here we go. This is Jon Breaks Bad News.
Wow. Okay, John.
This
I feel
Kelsey?
like you.
What?
I feel like you call him when you want to quit your job and you're too much of a pussy, so you give him to break the bad news that you quit.
Yeah, pretty much that's his service. So let's see.
Oh, is it? Oh, awesome.
Who is this?
This is John from Jon Breaks Bad News. I have some bad news from somebody who would like to remain anonymous.
Great
You
voice,
are
man.
a horrible boss who picks favorites and makes people who people at work work insane hours without a break. You also make people clean way too much and complain if there's a crumb on the floor. And also, you don't deserve to be a manager if you're going to sit in the office and complain and vape. The reason people don't want to work there is you, and you should really reevaluate yourself. So I'm assuming this is a disgruntled employee that you have. Or former employee. Do you have a response? No. Ugh. They never have a response. It makes me think that maybe they are really horrible bosses.
So that's an example right there of what he does, right?
That ending was pretty funny, actually.
Let's get another one.
This is John from Jon Breaks Bad News. I have some bad news from Stacy for you. Ed, your truck has burned up. It was on fire. No. Apparently, Stacy wanted me to let you know that your truck was on fire.
Hold on a second.
Is he calling Stacy right now?
Okay. Come again?
Yeah, your truck is on fire. Or was on fire.
What is it? What? My
It's-
truck?
Yeah,
On
your truck
fire?
is burned up.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Stacy wanted me to tell you, though.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
This is a joke?
No.
You know, you give her anything, she burns it up.
Yo.
Is my house still there?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, my freaking truck. My $50,000 freaking truck.
Why'd you pay that much for a truck?
Are you sure it was that
It's a joke, right?
expensive?
Huh?
No, she paid me $10 to let you know that your truck has been burned.
That's the only
Jesus
difference.
Christ.
OCDA
She
is
could have called
free.
me. She could have called me and told me my truck was freaking burned.
Yeah, but she wanted me to do it.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Well, thank you, John.
No problem. I love you.
Yeah, sure. Love you too, bud.
All right, thank you. Did you burn his truck?
Hello?
Hi.
Did you burn his truck? I'm assuming that was the Stacy who was probably on Discord or something. Or
Let's
Twitch
fit in
or
one
whatever.
more really quick.
Hi, is this Michelle?
Yeah, who's this?
This is John from Jon Breaks Bad News. I have some bad news from Marcus for you.
Yeah, what's this regarding?
Your loan for the house was not approved. And, so, sorry, bud.
Okay, whatever.
All right, I love you.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the hell tells somebody that you have no fucking clue that you love them?
I have an open heart.
Really? I have a fucking problem with that because I'm in a relationship.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, really? Oh, that's all you got to fucking say?
No, I said sorry, bud.
I ain't a fucking dude.
What does that have to do with anything? Bud is
You want to call me a fucking dude? Hey, bitch. How do you like that?
I didn't call you a dude. I called you my bud. Like my buddy.
Really?
You can have.
Really?
Yeah.
I fucking heard it clear.
No, I didn't. Well, everybody in chat.
Really? You want to fucking laugh about it?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean.
Really?
I'm slow.
Really? Laugh all you fucking want.
I'm look, you're just freaking out.
I have a fucking reason to fucking freak out. How the fuck did you get my number?
Marcus gave it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's your fucking name, asshole?
My name's John.
She said that already.
John who?
John Breaks Bad News.
John who? John who? Every fucking house has a John.
Yeah, it's like a toilet. I get it. That's very funny.
No fucking wow! You fucking got that one. Bingo!
You're pissed.
You are pissed, he says.
Fucking bingo! Why the fuck did you call my phone?
Because Marcus asked me to call you and tell you that you were not approved for the loan for the new house.
Really? Well, Marcus is gonna get his fucking ass lit up.
It's not his fault that your credit is bad.
Oh, really? Really? Fuck
Yeah, really?
you! Get rid of my fucking number, asshole!
Look, man. Just calm down.
That was wild.
By
She
the way,
was not happy.
Like I said, this is a real website. If you want to go to JonBreaksBadNews.com, you can. He does these streams every Thursday night.
7 p.m. For us.
Right?
I'm gonna,
Yes.
One day I can't do the podcast. I'm gonna get him to call back just to break the bad news.
You're gonna freak me out. You do have to. It'd be nice if you want to leave a tip, but right here you can. So you literally have an application, and then John will break it. Will break the bad news to them. Well, you see, he's backlogged since August 2024, so it might be a while, as you can see, or really stick out in your request.
I'm gonna send it. Well, I can't tell you now. I have a plan. I'll text Jose separately.
Now I gotta. So I gotta now watch out for the spam numbers. But you can see though, that's real. It's real people legitimately getting that stuff. So that is an awesome account to binge. I highly suggest it.
Yeah, I agree. I like that one.
All right. Great stuff, Ryan and Jose. We'll see you guys next week with the brand new tweet cap. We got tweet caps on Tuesday and Friday next week, an NBA show next week as well. And yeah, have a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend and enjoy yourself. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good night.
See ya.